Remember walking into school and seeing those giant metal cases being rolled into the library? You instantly knew the Scholastic Book Fair was coming. For 1 week, the library turned into the coolest store in the world. You'd circle everything in the flyer, beg your parents for money, and somehow leave with a poster, a weird eraser, and maybe even a book. The Scholastic Book Fair wasn't just about buying things. It was the excitement, the choices, and feeling like you had your own little shopping spree right in the middle of school. So grab your paper wish list and your Ziploc bag full of money, because these are 10 things we miss about the Scholastic Book Fair. Before you ever bought a single thing, the excitement started the moment you realized it was coming. You'd walk past the library, and suddenly, there they were. Those giant metal cases, the boxes, the displays. Everything was being set up. And somehow, your normal school library started turning into the greatest store you had ever seen. The hardest part? Waiting. Because your class always had a certain day and time to go. Until then, all you could do was sneak little looks every time you walked by, trying to see what books were there, trying to spot the coolest stuff, and already planning exactly what you were going to buy. Before online wish lists and shopping carts, we had the Scholastic Book Fair flyer, and getting one handed out at school was basically an event. You took it home, grabbed a pen, and started circling everything. And we mean everything. A new Goosebumps book? Circle. A poster? Circle. Some random thing you had no idea what it was? Circle. You weren't thinking about prices. You weren't thinking about a budget. You were just dreaming. Then reality hit when your parents gave you $10, and your wish list added up to about $75. But honestly, making the wish list was half the fun. Bringing your money to school book fair day just felt different. Because that morning, you weren't walking into school empty-handed. You had money. Maybe it was an envelope your parents gave you. Maybe it was birthday money you saved. Or maybe it was a Ziploc bag full of coins you counted the night before. And you guarded that money all day. You checked your backpack over and over just to make sure it was still there. Because when it was finally your turn, you got to make the decisions. You weren't just a student. You were officially a shopper. Now, let's be honest. A lot of us went to the book fair and barely bought books because somehow all the random stuff was impossible to resist. The fun pencils, the giant erasers, the bookmarks, the little gadgets by the register, the invisible ink pens, the tiny toys that served absolutely no purpose, but you needed them. You told your parents you were buying books and came home with a dolphin poster, a fuzzy pen, and one paperback. Worth it. Every book fair had one section that stopped everyone. The posters. That giant spinning rack was basically a personality test. Were you picking the cute puppy, the kitten, the sports car, your favorite athlete, a celebrity poster? You'd flip through every single one like you were decorating your dream house. And when you finally picked one, it felt like the biggest decision ever, because that poster was going straight on your bedroom wall. Of course, the book fair gave us some of the most unforgettable books of our childhood. There was always that one series everyone was looking for: Goosebumps, The Babysitter's Club, Animorphs, Captain Underpants, Junie B. Jones, Harry Potter. Everyone had their favorite. And if you bought the book everyone wanted, you couldn't wait to show it off. Sometimes you didn't even make it home before opening it. You'd start reading right there at your desk, because a book you picked yourself just felt different. The book fair taught a lot of us one very important lesson. Money runs out fast. Because when you were circling things in the flyer, everything seemed possible. But standing there with your actual money, that was different. Suddenly you had choices to make. 2 smaller books? 1 big book? A book and a poster? Could you somehow afford the cool pencil too? You stood there doing math like it was the most important decision of your life. And eventually, something always had to go back. After your class visited the book fair, the room basically turned into show and tell. Everyone pulled out their bags, compared what they bought, looked through each other's books. And there was always that one kid who somehow came back with everything. Multiple books, a poster, all the accessories. And everyone wondered, how much money did they bring? But whether you bought 1 thing or 10, it felt special because you picked it. After all the looking, all the deciding, and all the walking around, there was one final stop, the checkout line. You stood there holding everything you picked, hoping your money was enough. Because somehow, there was always one last pencil, bookmark, or tiny eraser sitting near the register trying to tempt you. Then the volunteer would add everything up, put it into that little bag, and just like that, it was officially yours. After days of looking at the flyer and waiting for your turn, you finally had your book fair finds. This is the part that's hard to describe, but everyone remembers it. The smell of brand new books, the colorful displays, the excitement of walking around with your friends. For a little while, you forgot you were even at school. The same library you visited all year suddenly felt completely different. It felt like an adventure. And years later, it's funny how something so simple became such a big memory. What do you miss the most about the Scholastic Book Fair? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to So Yesterday for more memories you forgot you missed.